consistency that you've seen from Princeton over the years. Andrew Mcmeekin will take the opening face-off against Andrew Degennaro. Mcmeekin is right, Degennaro is left, both at about 48% for the season at the Faceoff X.
Playing down the middle will be very critical today for Harvard. Through the goal, through the face-offs, especially with how they ride and clear.
And it's an opening possession won by Princeton. And they'll make a couple of subs to get the off here for the Princeton Tigers. And off to an early 1-0 jump start. I know we're 2 minutes into this game, Adam, but talk about criticalness of start. Does it do something for Princeton if they can give themselves a cushion here, or does it more so bury Harvard a little bit if they have to dig for behind?
I think the most important thing was
defender, and he just beat him one-on-one.
Agreed. That's very similar to C.J. Kirst at Cornell. Last year played on the offside and had 4 goals here at Jordan Field.
And off the face-off, violation will go to Harvard. So a chance to build a little bit here early. Lucas Hilsenrath checks in, so a couple of second-line middies. And Gianfrancaro barely moved.
That was a great dodge. He got the shot off early enough that the defense couldn't react and the goalie couldn't get set there for Princeton.
And another face-off violation awarded to Harvard, so possession stays with the Crimson. And I don't know here, Adam, what? We played as a distributor, right? He's got 22 assists on the season. When you move him somewhere else, what does it do to your eyes on defense?
Let's get into the weeds with where the last 2 goals have come from. So now they're shooting to the offhand of an incredible goalie. They must have seen something in the scout or maybe just early tendency. But Harvard is being deliberate where they're attacking the cage for him. And Kabiri kind of beats him with that one.
Not just any short stick, but Miles Botkus, traditionally more of an offensive-minded short stick.
Good point. He does play more offense. I will say that Miles Botkus has played some box lacrosse, so he should know how to defend himself.
Off the face-off, there's another goal for the Tigers. Quick trigger, and we are tied. Andrew Mcmeekin, get it and go. He can do that. It's his 3rd of the year.
The Episcopal Academy product just stays with that right hand. Looks like he throws kind of a twister there. Means he shoots right-handed, but off of his left shoulder on the release. That's just a great job of being efficient. You want to make sure face-off players hit the goal with the opportunities.
Where does a breakdown like that happen off of the face-off? Who has to stop ball in that situation?
I think that's one of the eternal questions in lacrosse, is who takes point and who stops the ball. I think in any game when there's a numerical advantage, you kind of just have to hope that someone drops the ball, or in reality you don't hit the goal, because making the save, that's a dream come true.
Harvard hasn't really won it. Back to you. Mike, thank you. This has been a series that's gone back and forth, 62-25 and 1, all time in favor of the Princeton Tigers. They had a 19-game winning streak, though, in the 90s all the way up until 2009. Since then, it's been a little bit more back and forth. We want to get 4 goals on the season now from Malone, who joined Harvard's first line of attack a year ago. Walked onto campus, walked into the first line of offense. Older brother TJ plays at Penn State. Fantastic lacrosse family. And deadlocked here with 3 minutes left to go in the first.
Princeton has been dominant at the face-off area, but you can see, as Coach Byrne talks about, it's not a face-off win in reality unless you get possession inside the box, and you can see the chaos that Harvard tries to generate.
Colin
can come out with a win here, but it's fun to watch, and as the season goes on and this weather turns, it's going to make for great lacrosse.
And you look at Yale and Cornell, both starting out with victories, both winning by a goal or 2. That's it. There is not much separation. And even you look up and down Harvard's schedule, the Crimson have 6 wins this year. They have played in 5.
Right now, they have these high-end recruits. This freshman class is fantastic. And then they're building out the backside because most of the defense, especially in the goal, are upperclassmen. So it's all coming together, for Coach Madelon right now.
Harvard got the better hand of things on the opening faceoffs, about the first 3 or 4 of them. It has since swung heavily in Andrew Mcmeekin's favor. And sophomore out of Newport Coast, California. And we get a face-off win to the Crimson. Downhill, opportunity. Guest.
is playing well within themselves.
Is that a hard ball to track defensively if you're the keeper? To see that guy running from so far away across so many bodies and then turn downhill at you?
From the head coaching perspective, it's a difficult shot to track. From a shooter's perspective, every shot should be tough to track if you're changing planes and the goalie's moving and you're making him react on the fly. So that's great fundamentals, great shooting by the 5-star out of the Haverford School.
We've played 6 minutes here in the second half. It is all Harvard. 3-0 since the break. Although that's how things started in the first half. Why is it that Harvard goes on these runs where people just cannot find the net?
I think, and I've said it earlier, coaches are really starting to imp officials for not taking 15 minutes to do that as well. Keeping this broadcast going, keeping the momentum in the game going.
Sounds like that's from experience.
Well, you want the officials to be there, but not necessarily be there, if you know what I'm saying. Like, keep the action going, do your job, keep everybody under control, but, you know, out of sight, out of mind. That's at least was my opinion, kind of.
Mcmeekin has done his job at the Faceoff X today. He's won 12 of 18. Not that one. Flag is down. Harvard's going to go for the time being.
They played that 3-3 all season. At this point in the game, you have your extra men, you have your personnel. Great job by Harvard.
And the other thing to notice there, you get a clean face-off win by Mcmeekin, was they did not leave Liam Griffiths at all on that slide. And he leads the country in man-up goals, so that distraction helps create an opening elsewhere.
To your point, you have to coach for players like...
A bit more to prove, because I think if you play that long game, Harvard is the more unproven and still building program. But if Harvard comes away with a win here, they are 2 goals away from what would be an 8-0 start. Caro.
That may look simple, but that's one of the more skilled things you can do, tougher things to do with the angle running away and you're getting hit.
And then a steal, and in the last few seconds, a midfield shot misses wide right. I thought that ball had
on the road, and Princeton taking down UNC on the road. If this keeps up, the Ivy should be well represented in the NCAA tournament. Guys?
Mike, you've got the top 8 teams in the country, then the Ivy League, and then teams 17 through 25. The Ivy's got the lockdown on the...
Hands-free. Sean Cameron's release is so quick.
And how much of that is extra attention to Mackesy? Because you could see Andrew O'Berry kind of hedging that way, and it left Cameron so open that once he got the ball, O'Berry couldn't recover.
I think that's a great point. You play the odds that Coulter Mackesy is going to score or Sean Cameron. But you see O'Berry, who's an upperclassman, the heart and soul, one of the leaders of the team, really put on an island there and have to make a critical decision. Because I can still shoot it from here. Hits the goal high to low. I don't know if there's a tougher shot to save than a pole shot high to low.
Pole goal makes it a 2-goal lead for Princeton.
And that's tough to do when the ball travels that fast.
And now a 3-goal lead for Princeton equals the largest the Tigers have held today, with less than 9 minutes left to go here in Cambridge.
Fortunately, Harvard plays.
Harvard's only won 8 times today. Andrew Degennaro's on the right side, the junior out of Cold Spring Harbor. Second most famous person from Cold Spring Harbor. Billy Joel.
The junior has done a great job securing that spot. Last year, Faceoffs was Matt Baracco. They brought in Owen Umansky, who was a really, really high-end recruit. So to see Degennaro grab this spot and keep it is fantastic to watch.
And to grab the ball and keep it.
I know that there's some talk that it's such a massive game and draws attention from the press and recruiting standpoint. But do you think it impacts the kids, the student athletes playing such a massive game in the middle of the year?
You know, it's interesting because you have so much that builds up to the very end of the season.
His life. Great finish, Christian Barnard. It's a tough spot to be in.
I don't think Kabir even saw the cage. That's just a field shot. Mackesy is
finishes that like he is doing and has done. He's had a great day today.
Walk me through the defensive rotation, because the slide comes up to help on Mackesy. Is Sean Jordan just late as the long pole there coming over?
You can say late, or you can say the ball is moving so fast. But yeah, they should all be pulling each other defensively, so if the guy in front of